Today, I want to share with you the story of the origin of Africa according to the Bible. Now, for the Christians, the Bible tells the story of their past, the present, and the future. So it shouldn't surprise you that it also tells the story of the origin of Africa and the black people, one of the most dynamic and rich cultures of the world. In the 1656 years between Adam and the flood of Noah, it is believed that there were black people in the world, although no document exists to support the claim. Whatever the case might be, humanity was wiped out by the flood sent by God during the time of Noah, and this gave humanity a fresh start. It was at this point that the origin of humans in general was recaptured, and the story of black people and Africa was also captured. In this video, you will find out the amazing stories surrounding the origin of black people according to the Bible, the Old Testament to be precise. Please do not forget to comment and like. Now, according to the Bible, all humans are descendants of Adam, but after the fall of man, everything with life was destroyed, except for a pair of every animal species and a few people. That's Noah, his wife, their 3 children, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. Now, the origin of black people of today and Africans as a whole can be traced back not to Noah himself, but to one of his sons, Ham, who is the youngest of Noah's children. Now, being regarded as the first African, Ham is always associated with black people and Africans. His name, which is often called Cam, translates from Hebrew and it means burnt, dark, or black, which of course is a reference to his skin color and those who came after him. There is a reference of him in the book of Psalms, where he is referred to as the ancestor of the ancient Egyptians. Now, if you are interested in mythological tales and you decide to take a step away from the Bible, you will realize that many mythological representations of Ham and his children are rooted in Africa. Now, Ham, who became the ancestor of the Hamite people, fathered 4 children. That's Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. Now, let me start with how Africa emerged from the oldest of the children of Ham, Cush. Cush is regarded as the founder of the first African nation. That's the land of Cush, which is around the Red Sea. According to the Bible, the kingdom of Cush is linked with the ancient Ethiopia. Okay, there's one thing I should tell you before we continue. The Ethiopia in the Bible is not limited to today's Ethiopia. In fact, it is argued that it covers other parts of Africa. Biblical scholars are of the opinion that Cush is sometimes used in the Bible to refer to the whole of Africa, thus apart from Egypt. Here is a fun fact before we continue. The wife of Moses is from the tribe of Cush. This means she was a black woman. The Bible in Numbers chapter 12, verse 1, calls her a Cushite woman. Another one, the concubine of Abraham, the only woman to give God a name in the Bible when she referred to him as Elroy, is also African. She is described not as a Cushite woman, but as an Egyptian. As the history of the black people continued, there was a time when they integrated with the Israelites. That is why it was a Cushitic man who was respected in the royal court of David that was sent to tell the king that his son Absalom was dead. Now, another of the Cushitic race who enjoyed a position of authority was Ebed-Melech, who served as an advisor to King Zedekiah of Judah during the siege of Jerusalem. There was also the Queen of Sheba, who visited Solomon. She was believed to be of Cushitic race, as she was dark-skinned. Now let me deviate a little. King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba were claimed to have had an intercourse. This is not according to the Bible, although, but the story, or should I say legend, claimed that the two had a son whose name is Menelik. Now Menelik was raised in Sheba, or Ethiopia, by his mother before he returned to Jerusalem to study with his father. When it was time for Menelik to return to Africa, the legend claims he did the unthinkable. The young man stole the Ark of the Covenant and brought it to Ethiopia, where it is claimed to still reside. Now back to our story. Cush fathered 6 children, including Sheba, who is the ancestor of Sheba in today's Yemen. While this is not in Africa, it shares maritime borders with the African countries of Somalia, Djibouti, and Eritrea. Another of the sons of Cush and the great-grandsons of Noah is Havilah. His name is tied to the land of Havilah, which is believed to be in today's Sudan, although it is now called Hawilah. Others argue that it may as well be in the Arabian Peninsula or northern Somalia. Saptha, Rama, Sapthek, and Nimrod are other sons of Cush. Nimrod was the most popular of them. He was the ancestor of the Babylonians and the Sumerians. He later moved to Assyria, where he founded more cities. Now, the next son of Ham, who is also important in the origin of Africa, according to the Bible, is Mizraim. Mizraim is considered to be the founder of the land of Egypt. That is why to this day, you will find many people, including Jews and Arabs, referring to Egypt as Mizraim. That's with reference to its ancestor. Mizraim was identified with the legendary first pharaoh, Menes. And then there is a little twist. There were times in the past when Egypt was ruled by Cushite kings. These men were referred to as the Black Pharaohs. Among the children of Mizraim is Anamim, whose name is linked to a people in North Africa. Another of his sons, Pathrusim, is listed to have occupied Upper Egypt. And then there is Phut or Put, who is the third son of Ham. He is regarded as the founder of ancient Libya, which is also in Africa. Phut is believed to be a region in the modern-day North Africa, possibly what we now know and call Libya. On his part, the last child of Ham, Canaan, is associated with the places we now call Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, as well as the western part of Jordan and Syria. He is not considered to be one of the originators of Africa or the black people. Canaan was referred to as the rebellious son of Ham. You must have heard of the story of Africa being cursed by Noah. Well, contrary to the claim, Noah did not curse Africa. He only cursed Canaan, the rebellious son of Ham. Rather than being cursed, Africa occupies a special place in the Bible. If you go to the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 31, it says, Cush shall reach out its arms to God. Again in Amos chapter 9, verse 7, God shows that he has concerns for Cush when he declared, Are you not like the Cushite to me, O people of Israel? From the son of Noah to his grandchildren and great-grandchildren, the number of Africans and the black peoples began to grow and spread into a region. It is this region that today we know and refer to as Africa, or in the earlier times, Alkebulan. Alkebulan simply means the mother of mankind, or the Garden of Eden, which is believed to be in some part of Sudan. Ham is believed to have lived until he was 600 before he died, and then he was buried in Africa. His exact burial place isn't known, but there are so many contrasting suggestions. Some claim he was buried in Ethiopia, Nubia, Sudan, Egypt, or even Mesopotamia in the land of the Sumerians. Here's one last fun fact. The Old Testament makes mention of African territories at least 1,000 times. Now, can you find any territory of Africa mentioned in the Bible? Share with me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.